All right, today's shir is Chis 4, Akiva Simcha Ben Fega, 4 Zivugum for Chav Bas Miriam, Ahuv Bas Miriam, and Dovdar Ben Pinapel. What? Yeah. Also, oh, mine. Also, we got to really thank these guys, Jersey Collision. Hopefully, one day they'll see it and sponsor us. It's your credit? Yeah. So let them know so they can sponsor us. They're the only sponsorship without being sponsors that's on every single one. So we have to tell them. No, we have to tell them to.
It's my boys.
All right, we're on, right? Okay, guys. Yaakov.
Ready?
We're starting. Chafhei Med Aleph, we're starting. Aaron. Ready? All right.
Oh, second.
What happened?
Okay, she's live. Izzy's live. I know. Stay tuned. You need my mic. Come on.
This will be a technical difficulty timeout.
Sorry, guys.
Just let me know when you're back.
Okay, we're good. Okay, fine. You guys just missed just the schis and whatever. But bottom line is, I'm on mute. I'm on mute. We're starting Chof Hamid Aleph on the bottom. Va'oisik the mitzvah pater mitzvah. So remind you, yesterday, what did we say? We were discussing Oisik mitzvah pater from mitzvah. We learned it from Kriya Shema, and now the Gemara introduces. This is the Chazara introduces from Korban Pesach, right? Ma'is mitzvah, exactly. Fine. So we're starting, and it's going to start with the question: Va'oisik mitzvah pater mitzvah me'achan afka. You learn it from here. Why? We have a place which talks about by Korban Pesach. Mehasam nafka. We learned it from there in Korban Pesach. What? The Tanya we learned in a brayso. Vahi anashem ashahayu tmiyam lenefesh adam. There were people that were tamei nefesh, meaning that they were tamei meis. Oh, somebody else. Fine. So now the Gemara asks. The Gemara wants to know who are these people that were tamei meis. So the first diver basically. So basically says they're the people who carried the Arn of Yosef. Rabbi Kiva, I remember Rabbi Kiva says, Mishav el Tzafin hayu. They were Mishav and Tzafin who were what? Oiskim benadav aviyu. They were Oisikin, nadav and aviyu. Rabbi Yitzchak says, if they were the ones who carried the Arn of Yosef, then what? They could have become tar, right? Like we mentioned yesterday, what happened? The people who were traveling throughout the Midbar, they got to, I believe Rashi says they got to Nahar, I'm not sure exactly where the place was, but they got to a location, they stopped, and once they were there for about 10 months plus. Wherever they were there for over 10 months, for more than a year or two. Hacharev, thank you. They're in Hacharev and they're there for a while. So they had enough time. If you were talking to Yosef, well, he was stationed. They weren't walking with him every single day. Once they parked, they could have been stopped. So they could have become tar. Same thing. They could have become tar. Why? Because for Nadav and Avihu, they were nifter on the first day of the month, and on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and the Korban Pesach is on Yudalid. So you have more than 7 days, and all it takes, it's a 7-day process to become tar from tamei meis. I think you do the third and the seventh day you get spritzed from the paraduma, and then you toivel on the 7th day, and by nightfall you become tar. So that 14 days, that's more than 7, then more than enough time. So Allah, oiskim meis mitzvah hayu, it has to be, it wasn't any of these two people, or these two scenarios, it was rather people who were oisik in a meis mitzvah. Shechal shvi shalahem, the Yos B'Erev Pesach, that what happened? That the 7th day for them, meaning the 7th day when they would go into the mikvah to become tar, that day ended out being on Erev Pesach, which means that they weren't capable of bringing the Korban Pesach. Now they weren't able to bring the Korban Pesach that day. And we're medayek, we're looking very carefully at the words. We say Bayemahu, meaning that day, meaning that had it been a day later, they would have been able to. So now, this is till where we got up to yesterday, and now we're going to introduce today's piece. Basically, today we're going to say is very simple, that we need both. Why do we need both? We need Kriya Shema and we need Carbon Pesach. Why? Because had we only said Carbon Pesach, I may think that the reason why, and this was a question that I think Benny asked yesterday, why is this a good example? The mitzvah is not in front of you. So that's specifically why we brought the Carbon Pesach. Because you may think if the mitzvah is not in front of me and the mitzvah is going to be in 7 days from now, so why is this called Oisik mitzvah, Potter mitzvah? What does this have to do with it? So no, yes, if you're Oisik in this mitzvah and you know that in 7 days from now you won't be able to, then you still put it. And now the reason why we brought Kriya Shema is because you may think that the only reason why Carbon Pesach we were more stringent is because Carbon Pesach is something that you get kares for if you don't bring it. And Kriya Shema is right in front of you. So you may think because it's right in front of you. So that's pretty much the gist of it. What?
Where do you see that this is where we know?
Right. No, we're going to see in a moment. You know, because the Gemara started. We asked, you learn Isaac from mitzvah, Potter mitzvah from Kriya Shema. We learn it over here. The Gemara says, because we learn it from that pasuk. The Gemara. We do. The Gemara says. No. He says, no. You learn it from here, Kriya Shema? No. Mehasam Nafka. We learn from over there. He's telling you where you learn from. Nafka, you learn it from over there. So now, we're going to see inside, and it's going to go through that piece clearly. So he says like this, Tzricha. We need both cases. We need Kriya Shema and we need Carbon Pesach. If you would say, we learn it out from over there, meaning Carbon Pesach, and like Benny asked yesterday, it's not right in front of you, so you may think it's not a problem. But perhaps over here, that since the Zman Kriya Shema happened right now, right? It's happening right now. What's the big deal? Pause, say Kriya Shema, and get back to what you're doing. Maybe you would have to. Perhaps you wouldn't have to. Tzricha, that's why you need each of these to tell you. Now it's going to go back the other way. And if you were to only learn it out from Kriya Shema, Mishum Delaka Karas, you're going to say, okay, the reason why you're potter over here by Kriya Shema is because there's no Karas. So, but Aval Hasam by Carbon Pesach, where there is Karas, Aval Hasam Dika Karas, Emalai, perhaps you would not be potter from the mitzvah. Tzricha. That's why you need both, because in each scenario you may find a way to squeeze out of it. You may say, okay, this is not so serious, this is not Karas, or this is right in front of you, so that's why you have to say it. Now, this ends off this little portion of Oisik mitzvah, Potter mitzvah, but we still have, the Gemara is basically going to jump back. And if you remember on the last Amud, Reb Abba Bar Zavda said, Avul Chai b'kal mitzvah somewhere b'tayra, chutz min tefillin, because it's the pair. So now the Gemara is just basically, then when we said it on Amud Alf, we said it pretty quick. Now it's, 1 second, let's see, what did Taka say? Let's dive into it. Why? Why is a tefillin considered a pair? Why is it something different? And so that's what we're going to talk about. So, Gufa, Amar Abba Bar Zavda, Amar Rav. So if you go back, this is what Hitaka said. This is what Hitaka said. Avol chayv b'chol mitzvahs hamurs b'Torah. Avol is chayv in all the mitzvahs hamurs b'Torah. Chutz mitfilin, besides for tefillin. Sharei never behen per, because it's written about them that it's a pe'er, it's a crown. And where do we know that it's a crown? So we're going to bring the story from Yecheskel. Yecheskel was a Navi, and Yecheskel was told to give over Nevuah to Klal Yisrael regarding the Bayis Rishon, and that there's going to become the Churban is going to come. And he came, and what happened was the Rebbeinu Shalom gave him a nevuah that his wife is going to be nifteres through a magefa. However, you cannot be noyig in Avelis. Why? Hashem wanted him to be sort of a symbol for Klal Yisrael, that just like I don't have time to be in Avelis, when the Beis Hamikdash will be destroyed, we won't have that opportunity for Avelis, and no one's going to be able to. Your mom is going to be dragged out. You're not going to have a chance. People are going to be killed, and this is sort of a reflection of what's to come. So he says like this: when Hashem told Yecheskel that you should wear your crown on you. So what does it say? If you look on the side, it pretty much says the pasuk clearly out. If you look by Ches, you see the Ches by the psukim. It says all these Torah Arasham. If you look. It says over here, Ben Adam, Hashem is telling Yecheskel, I'm taking away from you the beauty of your eyes, which means your wife. B'magefa with a magefa. V'loi sispoid, you should not have a hesped on her. V'loi sifkin, you shouldn't cry. V'loi savoi demasecha, and your tears should not come out. You should sort of choke and be silent. Avel loy sase, you should not make yourself into avel. Pe'ercha chavishalecha, you should wear your crown. And unalecha tasim berglecha, you should wear shoes. V'sata asfasa asafam, and it continues saying basically you shouldn't be noig in any way as an avel. You shouldn't cry. You shouldn't. And what should you do? You should wear your tefillin. So over there, he says over there at hud mechayeves. Now we're going back to the Gemara. It says at hud mechayeves avel kulei alma p'tiri. Basically, the Rebbeinu Shalom, when he said this, that you should wear tefillin, we infer, we take out of it that, oh, the Rebbeinu Shalom was talking to him specifically, but everyone else in Klal Yisrael, you need to take it off, and you cannot wear tefillin when you're novel. So comes a very good question yesterday that a few guys asked, maybe Menachem, whatever. What do you mean? It's only the first day. It's only the first day. And now the Gemara is going to say, V'hani mili, and this that we're dealing with, that you don't wear your tefillin, b'yom rishon d'chsev. It's only the first day. B'yom rishon. It's only the first day. D'chsev v'acharisa kiyoymar. There's a pasuk in Amos that finishes off and it says v'acharisa, and the ending kiyoymar will be like a bitter day. So since they use the word bitter day, a singular, then we learn from that Avel doesn't wear tefillin only on the first day, but the rest of the days they do, and that's where we get it from. So now we're going to do what? No, acharisa kiyoymar, the last day. But it's not talking about Shiva over there. It's talking about the day, bitter day. What's the most bitter day? The first day. No one's the most bitter the last day. So now let's do a quick chazar on today. We started from tzricha. No, we start from tzricha. Let's do this quickly. Tzricha diash minin hasam. If you learned it out from over the air, which means by Karban Pesach. Mishum doi matas man chiyuva de Pesach. Why? Why would you perhaps not be oisik mitzvah pater mitzvah? Because this man didn't come. Perhaps you'd be chayiv to say Kriya Shema, and you can't get out of it. Tzricha, therefore you need Karban Pesach and Kriya Shema. Now the opposite way. V'yashmin and hachan, if you learned it out from over here by Kriya Shema, mishum like a chorus. Perhaps you're going to say the reason why over here oisik in the mitzvah is pater mitzvah is because there's no chorus. But if there would be chorus, like by Karban Pesach, you'd be chayiv. Perhaps you would be chayiv, and you would not be able to say you would not be able to say oisik mitzvah is part of a mitzvah. Tzricha, therefore you need both cases. Now we're going to the final part. Gufa, this itself is what he wrote. Amar Abba Bar Zavda Amar Rav Avel Chayav B'Chol Mitzvah Samuz B'Torah Chutz Mitfilin Sharei Never Behem Pe'er, because it says on them it's a crown. Midamar LeRachman Yecheskel. And how do we learn it? We learn it from where the Rebbeinu Shalom told Yecheskel Pe'ercha Chavish Alecha, that your crown, you should wear your crown upon yourself. At Hudim Mecheves of Kulei Alma P'tiri. It is only you that is chayiv, but everybody else is pater. V'hani mili, and this that we're talking about, what are we talking about? The pater, b'yom rishon, d'chsev, acharisa, kiyoymar. It's only the first day because we use a singular lashon of acharisa kiyoym, like a singular day, kiyoymar. What is the most bitter day? The first day of Avelis. Rabbi, have a wonderful night, and thank you for joining.